If your gaming setup deserves more than a basic screen with washed out motion and dull colors, the right budget monitor upgrade can genuinely improve the way your games feel every day. A smoother refresh rate, better motion clarity, and stronger picture quality can make a big difference, whether you're playing competitive shooters, exploring cinematic single-player worlds, or just using your monitor for regular work and entertainment. In this video, I'll help you understand which budget gaming monitors in 2026 give you the best real-world experience for the money depending on what matters most to you. We'll look at things like speed, visual clarity, HDR performance, and the small trade-offs you should actually expect at each price range. Without further delay, let's get started with the list. Starting at number 5, Asus. If you're on a tight budget but still want a monitor that feels fast and responsive in real games, this Asus is a really strong place to start. In my testing, everything felt smooth and clean, especially in shooters where quick movement actually matters. The motion clarity is better than I expected for the price, and the input lag stays low enough that the screen never feels behind your actions. What also surprised me is how vibrant the colors look. Games pop more than you'd think from a budget display, and it's even decent for casual editing or everyday use outside of gaming. The only real downside is the built-in speakers. They're very weak, so you'll definitely want headphones or external audio. Overall, this is the best pick for competitive gamers who want pure speed without spending more than they have to. At number 4, Alienware AW2025DM. If you want a budget monitor that doesn't just play well but also feels more premium on your desk, the Alienware AW2025DM really stands out. The first thing I notice is the build quality. It honestly feels more polished and high-end than most monitors in this price range. In real gameplay, everything looks sharp and detailed, and the colors come through in a richer way, especially in games with good lighting and strong visuals. The experience is smooth and responsive, so whether you're playing competitive titles or just enjoying single-player worlds, it feels very comfortable to use daily. One downside though is the missing headphone jack, which is a weird omission and makes audio setup a little less convenient. My verdict: this is the perfect choice if you want strong gaming performance with a more premium look and feel. At number 3, KTC M276. If you're the kind of person who wants the most impressive picture possible for the money, the KTC M276 is honestly hard to ignore. In my testing, the HDR performance felt like the big highlight here. Bright areas look intense, and there's noticeably less blooming around highlights compared to other budget options, which makes games feel more immersive. It also feels a bit snappier than you'd expect for this type of panel, so it's not just about visuals. But this monitor definitely comes with a trade-off in refinement. I ran into some annoying desktop flicker when local dimming was fully enabled, so you may have to spend time adjusting settings to get it feeling right. This is best for value hunters who want near-flagship HDR specs and don't mind a little tinkering. My verdict: the raw picture quality for the price is incredible as long as you can live with a few quirks. At number 2, AOC Agon Pro AG276QZD2. This is the point in the list where the picture quality takes a huge leap forward. The AOC Agon Pro AG276QZD2 is one of those monitors that immediately makes regular IPS screens feel outdated. When I fired up games on this OLED panel, the contrast was instantly on another level. Dark scenes look truly dark, and everything has this clean, painted-on glass look that's hard to describe until you see it in person. Motion also feels incredibly smooth, because there's basically no blur, even in fast-paced gameplay. It's easily one of the most immersive displays here if you care about pure visual experience. The downside is that peak brightness can feel a bit limited, and the lack of HDMI 2.1 is disappointing if you plan to connect to PS5. This one is best for gamers who want the biggest jump in image quality without going into super expensive territory. My verdict: if you want a true generational upgrade in how games look and feel, this OLED is hard to beat. At number 1, Asus ROG Strix XG27 AQ-DMG. If I only had one budget gaming monitor to buy with my own money in 2026, it would be this one. The Asus ROG Strix XG27 AQ-DMG just delivers that wow factor the moment you start playing. The glossy OLED coating makes everything look unbelievably clear and vibrant. Games like Cyberpunk feel almost like you're watching a high-end TV, with deep, inky blacks and colors that really pop off the screen. What I also loved is how quietly it runs. Asus uses a passive cooling design, so there's no annoying fan noise, which is a bigger deal than people think when you're sitting close for hours. The honest downside is that the glossy finish needs a controlled room. Even a small light behind you can cause reflections that distract in dark scenes. This is best for gamers who play in darker setups and want the most premium looking image possible without going into crazy price ranges. My verdict: if you want the best visual experience in this entire budget range, this is the one I'd pick every time.